So, in my therapeutic practice, I work a lot with acceptance and commitment therapy. In ACT, as it's also known, there is a lot of focus on avoidance and control. There's a lot of things that we tend to avoid in our lives, and an effort to feel in control and to avoid painful experiences or emotions that are overwhelming or just experiences that we found hurtful or scary in the past. We do a lot to make our lives work so that we don't have to feel those feelings again. We could say there's a particular feeling or set of feelings that are simply unacceptable to feel, that feeling them feels threatening, feels like it might be devouring or would annihilating, or just there's a sort of why the hell would I want to feel that feeling? And we set up our lives to avoid them. Those feelings often are the really unpleasant ones. They're disappointment, shame, guilt, fear. What happens when we have these feelings that are unacceptable, that we can't allow ourselves to feel, is that we kind of narrow our lives to avoid the possibility of feeling those feelings. So if disappointing myself or other people is really the worst thing I could possibly do, and for some people it feels at that level, then I'm likely to play it safe or be very secretive or not try things that would potentially enliven me or make my life better. I might go along with relationships that are really unhealthy or not working. I might postpone conversations that would actually make my relationships better, but because I'm afraid of disappointing the person or being myself disappointed of asking something from them and having them fail me, um, I might not ask for that. And as a result, our lives get smaller. That's why I think of it as the feelings that we are not allowed to feel are the ones that control our lives. Because even all the efforts to avoid feeling them keep them powerful, keep them dictating and shaping our behaviors and our choices. And it doesn't have to be that way. But the problem is often those feelings are attached to a lot of painful, shaming stories or memories, or simply we believe them so much that we don't have any hope that they could be anything different. So that's where building a lot of skills is important. We're really learning how to be in your body and be with your feelings and friendly towards your feelings really kind of opens things up. If disappointment is just one feeling I might have, if that feeling can tell me something important about what matters to me or that this relationship matters to me, or if I can simply accept that every now and then there's going to be disappointment and it's really inescapable. It's just something that happens and that I can disappoint someone or I can be disappointed and we can survive and we can repair it and we can become stronger. The more I allow myself to take those risks and have those experiences, the more free I am, the more I'm willing to do things that might result in disappointment and might also result in success and joy and more togetherness. And similarly, the really difficult ones like guilt or shame, sometimes we've got to allow ourselves to feel these feelings. Sometimes the more comfortable we can get with being with these feelings and not being consumed by them, not shoving them away, the more choices become available to you. Especially because shame and guilt sometimes don't really tell us the full truth. They tell us something we're afraid is true, something that feels very true. But if I can just hang out a little bit longer, if I can do the thing and really see what happens, I might find that I don't have a reason to feel guilty anymore. That guilt is rooted in something from the past and a lesson I learned a long time ago that's no longer relevant. Or if I do feel that guilt and I can really be with it, I might really start to internalize and understand what it is I feel guilty about, what it is that this guilt is trying to tell me is not in integrity with myself, and I can really start to change my behavior. That's a really important distinction, I think, because often we try not to feel guilt or shame, and then we also try to learn whatever it is we need to learn to avoid feeling guilt or shame, and it doesn't really work. In part because there's something about really integrating and being with the guilt or shame that really helps us to also integrate the lesson. So to get freedom with these feelings, I recommend spending time with them. I recommend really taking a little bit of intentional time when you feel calm, when your life is okay, nothing's ever going to be perfect or done. But if you have spare 5-10 minutes, really sitting down and identifying which feeling is it that I'm not allowed to have that feels totally devastating, and spending 5-10 minutes just writing about a time when that feeling happened, and just spending 10-20 minutes just really writing and being with that feeling and just feeling it without any other barriers. And it really helps too to just be in a state of mindfulness if you can while you're writing or sitting with the feeling, to really feel your body in the chair, your feet on the ground, the feeling of the air on your skin, the sounds in your environment, whatever sensory information is available to you, to really be both having the feeling in your inner world, but also really connected to the outer world, to the present moment in which everything is okay.